Hey everybody, I'm Tekosalchu, and this is a Company of Heroes shoutcast. It is part 5 of a 6,000 part series where I analyze Damn Evil Vicious Mouse's replay pack. This is him versus Seph again, Alongra again. The previous match was Damn Evil Vicious Mouse versus Seph Alongra. This is a American versus Wehrmacht match, whereas the previous was a Wehrmacht versus American match. I say the name of Damn Evil Vicious Mouse's side first to emphasize the difference, because obviously these are both vanilla matchups, the previous one and this one. You do not have to see the previous one to watch this one. I can barely remember what happened in the previous one. I have a feeling people shot at each other. But in this one, they have both built buildings. They both have builders, pioneers, engineers, and there's chat going on the left, but we can ignore that because I can never read chat and talk at the same time. It's too many things like chewing gum and firing rifle grenades at things at the same time. I can't do both. I've never actually fired a rifle grenade in real life. Or a gun. I don't think I've fired a gun. Nope, I've never fired a gun. Good luck. Have fun. What do we got? Pioneers, Pioneers, Folks Raiders. And Pioneers, and blah 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 blah. There's nothing going on, nothing to talk about. What can we talk about? I've been watching some old movies lately, old Western movies. I watched Winchester 73 and Stagecoach, and what else? Destry Rides Again, and High Noon. That was a good one. High Noon, I think, was my favorite of the lot. They're all good movies, though. I wasn't a big fan of Winchester 73, but a lot of people seem to like that one. That's a movie about a gun, partially. Very famous gun. It was the gun that won the West, apparently. But we don't use those anymore. Not even by World War II were we using the Winchester 73s. Although, everyone always uses Garands and stuff. All these riflemen are armed with Garands, I believe. But in actual World War II, I think a lot of the people using rifles, Americans using rifles, ended up with Springfield 1903 rifles. Those sort of sniper rifles that you often see in World War II games. A lot of the American riflemen, especially I think in the Pacific, ended up with those Springfields, which are bolt action like the Kar 98s or the Mosin-Nagant rifles that the Russians use. So now we finally have some engagements, and I can go back to talking about actual Company of Heroes rather than World War II history. Some fast hopping into the building for the Wehrmacht, disengaging on the left, fast hopping into the building. That's a pretty fair option for Folks Raiders, because there's not a lot the Americans are going to be able to do to dislodge you. Of course, if they get flamers or something, they can push you out of the building, but once you have the amazing cover of a building, it really doesn't matter how close the riflemen get. One thing you can do if you're Americans, or even if you're Wehrmacht, fighting up against someone who's grabbed a really nice position in a building, well, one, you can get behind green cover, like Damn Evil Vicious Mouse has done here, although this is kind of out of range. I mean, you can get behind green cover, like behind a wall or something, and that'll let you last a bit longer against these houses. So that's one option. Nice, hiding behind this shack. Oh, but they're still getting shot. So that'll let you longer. I'm not sure why these riflemen are sticking around. Maybe he wants to, I don't even... Yeah, the only reason to keep those... That's funny. Seph got bored of firing at those people with his machine gun, so he ended up moving his rifleman. And look, Damn Evil Vicious Mouse is doing the other thing I was about to tell you that you can do. If they're in a house, you go to the side of the house that only has a few windows. This side has 2 windows. The door doesn't count. They can only fire out the windows, so he's only ever going to be fighting 2 people at one time, but he can do damage to more than 2 people. So now he's fighting 4 total. So you get full... Nice. Killed the Pioneer on the retreat. That's unfortunate. And he might even take out this Folks Raider squad. If it doesn't retreat, it didn't get out of the building fast enough. Oh, cut down on the retreat. Now Seph is in big trouble. He's lost a Folks Raider squad and a Pioneer squad. I don't even know why I'm talking fast, because there's nothing happening right now, so I don't need to talk fast because there's nothing I have to catch up to. I can just keep talking at normal speed, and there's not going to be anything happening in the interval between now and then that I'm going to have to inform you about. But, so that's very bad for Seph. Damn Evil Vicious Mouse is cut off from a few of his resources, but doesn't really matter. Seph took a huge hit in that fight. And the thing is, if you're firing into the side of a building, you're going to hit everybody in the building. Like, you can do equal damage to everybody. It's weird math, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to worry about that. Just, it doesn't matter which side of a building you fire into, right? Unless you're using explosive weapons, which will blow open holes, and that sort of matters which side of the building you're firing at. It doesn't matter which side you're building that you're firing at, but it does matter which side of the building you're firing out of, because you can only fire... Oh, man, this machine gun is really getting caught in the open. He's going to have to retreat. I don't see what he's... I guess he's trying to get back to the second machine gun, but, yeah, maybe. Yeah, now they're gonna get... these MP40 guys are not jokes. They can do some damage. Oh, kills it. Can't recruit it, though. Too bad. So yeah, if you're getting shot at from a building, only the people shooting out the window can do damage to you. So if you go to the side of the building that has like 2 windows or something, it doesn't matter if you're fighting a 2-man squad or a 6-man squad, you're only going to have to fight 2 of those people at once. So that can really cut down the amount of damage you're taking, and you turn a winning engagement to a losing engagement, or vice versa. So that's a really important tip you should all know about and write down in your little moleskin notebook that you keep because you're a pretentious person like that. And up already fast tech to a motor pool. So very slight spoiler for the last match. This is what Seph pulled on Damn Evil Vicious Mouse the last time. So this is what Damn Evil Vicious Mouse is pulling on Seph. And I don't know what the Germans are doing. I guess they don't have as many resources as the Americans. The last match I talked about the importance of holding these things for as long as you can. And Damn Evil Vicious Mouse, he was down here last time and he held these points. Now he's up here and he's still holding these points against Seph. So that's nice to see. A lot of fighting goes around here on Langres, but you always have to keep in mind this plus 16, this plus 10. Very important. We have mines up from Damn Evil Vicious Mouse. Love to see the mines. A lot of good players use mines. A lot of bad players don't use mines. One of the differences between these two is mines. I know you might have been able to figure that out by yourself, but it's very important for me to also point that out to you. So now we got some pretty good machine gun lockdown in the middle, but that's not enough to take out Damn Evil Vicious Mouse because he comes in with the flanks from 3. Oh, ouch! That's not good. Oh, wow! If that guy dies, that's gonna be not good. But he gets away, and the flank comes up on the building. That's really bad because now these flames can go in. Oh, kills the Pioneer Squad with the flames. Oh no, he doesn't. Killed somebody. Oh, those were riflemen dying, I think. Well, machine gun takes too long. He was gambling. Oh, Seph loses 2 squads. Seph was gambling. He was trying to get his machine gun to retarget out back to the side of the building. You can run ring around the Rosie if you want on a building, and the machine gun just takes so long to retarget, like 5 or 10 seconds or something ridiculous. Relic changed that a few patches ago to make it much longer, because it used to be the machine gun would just be like bloop, and then bloop, and then bloop. It would just shoot at all the sides of the building, and you could never approach from any side, never flank the thing. But so now they changed it. It takes forever to fire out of any side of the building, so you can just ring around the Rosie, because if a machine gun's shooting out here, which it was, and then you run out this side, and then finally the machine gun switches over here, and you just run over here, and then finally it switches over here, you just run over there. In any case, Seph was banking on it switching from here to here to get the herd on, but he just wasn't fast enough. Well, the machine gun wasn't fast enough. Seph was fast enough. Seph was fine, but Seph's machine gun was not fast enough. It didn't switch over to the other side. It got flamed out. Also lost his pioneers there. That's not looking good for Seph. And now we have an M8 armored car out. And, well, we do have Tier 2 coming out, so hopefully he can bust out the Pak-38s and the Grenadiers with Panzerschrecks. But until then, he has to Faust this thing to get some damage on it. Not sure what he's going for with that. This is just going to get repaired before he's got any AT here to follow up on that Faust. So can't... I don't know, he panicked or something, really want to get some shots in. Is that a... Oh, that's a US mine. And there's another US mine going out. So, there you go. Trying to hold this thing. Here's a bug. On Langres, whenever a mine goes off here, you get this gray thing, as if this is like concrete. But it's not concrete now, is it? Now, is it? I guess it could be like depleted land that they've grown stuff on for a long time, and then the field is out of nutrients or something. Farmers depleting the land. That's a big problem in America and in other countries. Maybe not in America. I think, yeah, in America and in other countries. People don't know the old... It used to be farms would grow everything. Like, you know, you would live off your farm, right? So you had to grow all sorts of shit. Beans and rice and wheat and vegetables and all that crap. And so when you grow these different things, you put like nitrate back in the soil or nitrogen back in the soil or something. Ran over a mine. That's not good. Maybe he's banking on him hitting the mine is what the Faust is for. But, if he can come up with another Faust, that'll kill it. But nowadays, farms are all like, I just grow 3 things to sell on the market and make all my money with my farm and then buy my food. Boom! Faust! This is a very sad out control. That was pretty. That was a nice explosion. So now farms are like, I'm just gonna grow soybeans. And you grow soybeans for 6 generations, and suddenly your soil is shit because you haven't been putting nitrogen back in, whatever, with all these animals and growing different things. And so then you deplete the soil, and you have to move on, and then you get the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression, and then 60 years later it's just as bad, and then the whole world goes to shit, and everyone's going to starve to death. But until then, we can watch this Pack 38, which now has nothing to do. He's like, "Hi guys, I'm here. What'd you say? There's an M8. Where do you need me?" And everyone's like, dude, we don't really need you. Just, like, go invisible and try and look into the girls' locker room or something in Pack 38. And like, yeah, we will do this. We want to see them shitting, because that's the stuff Germans like, right? That's the stereotype. This is gonna be kind of... Look at this clusterfuck. That's a lot of people. He's lucky the Germans don't get strafing runs. In real life, they had Stukas, dive bombing things. They'd go... and then they'd drop a bomb. They had a fucking, like, siren on the front of a Stuka, so that when it dive bombed, it would be terrifying and people would shit their pants, because we all know the Germans love people shitting their pants, right? We were just talking about that. So it's like a fucking siren on the front. I think that was just to scare people. There couldn't have been for any other reason, right? I don't really know quite enough about this to talk about it, but yeah, it was just a fucking siren on the front of the Stuka, and so when the air would rush into it fast enough, it would go near, and everyone would be like, shit! But he's taking some serious damage. It's only the green cover from his dead M8 that his riflemen were able to stick around that long. Bought him some time to get some flanks going, but this is not really going to work. Seph's got plenty of time to reposition. Oh wow, but he repositioned straight into the rifle squad, so that might end up going fairly badly for Seph. Could move a little to the right into the red cover to stop these flames from killing him. He's safe from... Oh, reveals the Pack 38, but that's okay. It's already firing at the M8. Way to miss. Way to miss. Grenade goes off on the Pack 38. One more shot in a couple of shots. He's decrewed. Oh man, this is looking really bad for Seph. Moving in with the engineers still alive. Flaming some grenadiers. I don't know where they came from. Nice grenade. I don't know how Seph targeted that one, but he owned a rifleman with that. Good job there. Very nice. One of the nicest grenades I've ever seen. Trying to coordinate that with the M8 and the rifleman leading those things. That's pretty fantastic. Good job, Seph. Not going to be enough to come back, though, I'm afraid. The United States has capped most of the map. Seph is left with just a couple strap points, trying to salvage those munitions from the wreck. Still doesn't work. You know, last match we saw Damn Evil Vicious Mouse salvaging munitions from a wreck, I believe. And now we see Seph salvaging. So good players salvage munitions from wrecks. Write that down in your moleskin notebook, you hipster. You. And look, we got a trash center. Hooray. Love those. But these guys are leaving before they get healed up. No, why are you leaving? Don't you want to... Don't you want the magical thing to hover over your head and circle around and then make you healthy? That'd be good. Mines. Dun, 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 dun. So this is looking pretty good for Damn Evil Vicious Mouse. Let's see, this is number 5 in his replay pack of 59. I hope they're all not like him owning people, because that would make sort of sense for a replay pack, but also that would be kind of, what's the word? Vain. Vain is kind of a good word. I don't know. Well, maybe if he's really that good, then it's not vain. That's just how his games go. He just beats everybody. Good player. Maybe I should call him DEVM. Everyone else can just call him DEVM. Here's a fight. He's moving in with his low health rifle squads. Gets a very nice grenade off on these folks radio squads. Immediately wipes out the thing. This guy does a little cartwheel because he's tired of life. And here's the final assault. Another grenade in on the Pack 38. Decrews it almost. Almost. Now it's decrewed. This is just brutal. I don't even want to watch. Losing a lot of riflemen. Losing a lot of riflemen. But that's pro right there. He sacrificed lots and lots of riflemen in that fight. Look at that. Came in with 12, left with 3. Actually, came in with 18, left with 4, 5, 6, 7. About. Bars popped like just now, and DEVM lost a lot of... Where is that machine gun going? Bug MG, possibly. Oh well, he had a suicide death wish. It's too late for anything to fix, so, yeah, game was over. Went in with a ton of riflemen, left with very few, but traded them for a lot of dead people, so, maybe the previous game was the one they played after this. I don't know, it's a mindfuck. Was that fun to watch? I enjoyed watching that. Damn Evil Vicious Mouse is a very good player, because remember, Seph is one of the best Company of Hero players there is, and if you're like, that was one-sided, then realize to be one-sided against Seph, you gotta be fucking on top of it, guys. You gotta know your stuff. So that was pretty good, and I'll let you draw your own tactical and strategic conclusions from that. I'm gonna go look up walking or normal Stukas on Wikipedia.